This day and age, people are very quick to judge. People are getting more and more comfortable just typing away. The moment you meet someone or begin talking to somebody, they'll judge you in the first 5 seconds. All right. What's up, everyone? Thank you for joining me on another episode. And today I want to talk to you guys about a topic which I find quite underrated, or not underrated, sorry, that's probably not the right word, but something that people aren't aware about, or they don't think about it as often as they should, or they don't work on it, and that is a skill which I think is underestimated, and it's something that I've been working on quite heavily the last 6 to 12 months, and that is the skill of communication. Now, not so much written communication, but more so verbal communication and physical communication. This day and age, people are very quick to judge. The moment you meet someone or begin talking to somebody, they'll judge you in the first 5 seconds, whether it's through your body language or the way you talk, your confidence level. And it's something that I'm, as a father, always trying to teach my boys, the skill of being socially aware and being good at communicating. Quite often people think that communication is just about how you talk, but it's just as important as how people receive your communication, or how people translate what you're saying through what you're actually saying or through your body language. Obviously there's the written communication piece, but that is something that people are always kind of doing anyway. Mine is all about how do you get better at publicly speaking or teaching or even just talking to people. I think also this day and age with the growth of social media and the digital world, people are getting more and more comfortable just typing away. And because they're doing it so much, they tend to forget about getting out there and actually socializing properly, especially kids these days. It's something that I know my kids are always, they love the screen, they love playing games, they love watching stuff, and I always have to make an effort to limit them and encourage them to get out there and be social, whether it's talking to adults at like lunches or dinners or anything like that, or even just being out there socializing with their friends. Again, it's something that I'm always working on, and not just doing content, but also when I'm trying to communicate with my staff, whether that's in little meetings or big meetings, or even doing webinars or calls online. It's something that I'm constantly trying to improve on. Public speaking is something that I haven't really done much of, and obviously I'm a big believer in the more you do something, the better you become at it. So a big thing for me is overcoming these kind of obstacles and getting out there and talking more, like what I'm doing right now, and practicing and getting better at it, learning from people. There are certain speakers that really grab my attention, and I basically am paying attention and listening and taking in everything they're saying from start to finish. And I think that is power. That is absolute like gold. If you can master that skill of communication, you will truly go a long, long way. And I think a lot of people don't focus on that, or they don't, parents maybe aren't encouraging that enough, because if you're good at communication, if you can master the skill at written and verbal communication, you will really, really go a long way. It'll help you in life with job interviews, your career, your relationships, your friendships. Think about the job interview that you can land and the job that you can land if only you were better at communication. Something as simple as your confidence level and your body language. Like, these are huge things that I haven't realized up until recently the importance of. Due to this lack of skill, I think people aren't living their true potential, or not able to, because they're probably not aware, or they haven't realized up until now, maybe, which is why I'm raising this topic of communication. It's huge. The whole public speaking thing, that is something that I want to do. This is something that I love working on. It's not easy, I tell you what. Although I haven't even done a proper public speaking event yet, I am almost counting the days where I am doing my first one, and it's in July. And it's basically speaking at a university in front of a couple of hundred students. And part of me is like, it's all right, I'll just get up there and share my story. But no, I've had to really hone in on what my message is about, keeping it concise, keeping it straight to the point. I have a tendency to kind of ramble a little bit, and I don't want to have my ums and ahs, which is something that I naturally do. I think a lot of people do that because that's their thought process, that's how they think. But something as simple as eliminating these ums and ahs, taking time to pause, gives you way more credibility. And I think to be an effective communicator, as far as what I've learned, it's about eliminating these little ums and ahs and these little rambles. It's something I'm even doing now in order to be more effective and engaging. The rates of your speech and the tones of the way you speak. There's really good communication coaches out there. One in particular that I'm thinking of, his name's Vin Jiang. He talks about your voice being like a piano, and that there's so many different keys, and it's important to basically have different, not just rates of speech, but also the tone of your speech, depending on what you're talking about, in order to really grab people's attention. When I think about communication, I think that it is one of those skills that are really, really important, because, even if you don't want to be a business owner or a leader in that aspect, there are so many other areas in life which requires good communication, right? Not just through jobs, but through your friendships and relationships outside of your career. And I think it's something that I am really, really empowered to teach in my kids. If they can grow up to be effective communicators, I think that they'll always be successful in whatever they do. My little nugget for today is that communication is key, but comprehension is crucial. You have to be very clear in what you're trying to say and how you communicate it. And more importantly, it has to be well understood by the receiver. And that's what communication is all about. My thing is all about breaking out of boxes and creating your own way in order to overcome obstacles. So I say to you, it's something that you just got to practice. Confidence is something that you can get over time. And a lot of people, for one, aren't great with talking because of their lack of confidence. But in order to get better at anything, it requires practice. So I'm big on that. There's no real correct way on how to learn or do things. It's how you see it work for you. So my thing is all about creating your own way in order to really live your ultimate life. When it comes to the lack of confidence or having that fear or limiting belief, I say that success is always on the other side of fear. You got to embrace it, you got to move through it, and you got to move beyond it. And once you go through that kind of fear and that, difficulty of learning and progressing, the success is always at the other end. And as long as you keep pushing and keep finding your way through it, you'll always win. And so communication is key. It's like that strength that you definitely need, the skill that you always need. And so I'm very big on it, basically. And I guess my journey is still learning about it and getting better at it. And I think the more I do it, again, just like through the content or through speaking at public events or even through just communicating and networking with people, it'll always help in the long run. And it's also really important to reflect, and that's why it's great when I make content like this. I can always kind of reflect and review it and be like, I need to improve better in how I deliver. I need to be better with my ums and ahs and my rambling and be more precise and straight to the point. So again, communication is key, and it's one of the biggest skills I think in life that you need. So again, one of those things, tell me what you think about communication, how you found that it's helped. If you're new to it all, I'd love to get your comments and feedback on it, and I'd love to help you. Feel free to throw me a message, and I'll do my best to answer questions and help moving forward. But that's it for me for this one. Until next time, I am out. Have a great week, and we'll see you on the other side.